everything's in. I don't think so.
It's a bit more forceful than usual there, Wilkes.
Who's this?
This is Bush.
Bush, that's right.
One of my biggest man crushes of all time, Gavin Rossdale. Bush, my favorite rock band of all time, not even close. I was actually reading the latest Us Weekly magazine.
No, you weren't.
Stars and how
while you were shopping, or did it get delivered here?
How they get their summer bodies. Okay, don't judge me. No, but he was actually in there. This is something that I'd like to do this summer even more so. He plays tennis 4 times a week.
I love playing tennis.
I was just thinking about playing tennis today because I just couldn't clean out my trunk and I had like a tennis racket and tennis balls. It's a great workout.
I'm down to play tennis. I realize we all live close. I'm down to play tennis anytime. I love playing tennis.
Me too. Now, here's my problem with tennis is I only want to play with people that I'm better than. But I know I can't get better unless I play people that are better than me. I've gotten better, but I used to have a really bad, I guess, temper when it comes to losing. When I was younger, obviously,
you're
video
a poor
games
loser.
And stuff.
Is that what you're saying?
In a sense, yeah, absolutely. I've gotten better though, but for some reason that doesn't translate to tennis. I don't like going out there.
Are you like McEnroe out there?
No.
Because
no,
are you like throwing your racket and crap?
I've slammed it against the fence definitely before.
I like playing tennis with people that on
par with. I like a back
because I just want to be able to run around and hit shots, and I don't want some guy just hitting.
That's the thing. There's a couple
winners
things,
on the lines.
There's a couple things, and if you're good at tennis, you're gonna beat someone who's not good. There's and I actually said the same thing about chess. There are people that are bad, there are people that are okay, and there are people that are good. I think I'm on the good end of the okay spectrum. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're
okay. So
I'm at the good end
of the okay people.
But
you're
if I
near the
played
top.
someone who was actually good, it would be a joke. It'd be over in 12 moves.
If the best player
sort
on
of
earth,
like tennis.
If the best player on earth is a 10 in tennis, what are you?
Oh God, like a 3 or 4.
I mean, I feel like a 4 is really good. I feel like I'm a 2.
Okay, so maybe I am a 2. I don't know. I mean,
I feel like a 4. You're like, wow, I actually know how to play tennis.
Well, that's a tough. So if you're talking like, if we'll say Federer's a 10.
Yeah, of course he is.
What would I?
Because
I'm 100% a 2.
And here's my thing: because I want to use tennis as a fun workout, I don't want to get my ass whooped every time I go out.
Well,
there.
yeah.
I don't serve underhand. I got a pretty good backhand. But I'm still some.
Well, that's the thing.
Trust me, you can catch at the speed of my serve with a sundial. That's not
exactly.
going too fast.
If anybody can actually serve the ball,
that's
I'm done.
That's the key.
I'm done. I hate it. I can't return
it. In tennis, if you can serve,
I can wildly get my racket on it like 1 of 10 times, and it goes in.
If you can do nothing else in tennis but just serve,
yeah,
if that's all you did,
you're better than 80% of people.
You can almost win. Yes, against 80% of the people because they just can't return it.
No.
Well,
I'm one of them.
I'd say maybe 30% of the time.
And you have an idea how far I have to run back and forth because I don't have a backhand?
Oh,
I just
see.
I'm the guy sprinting as fast as I can to get back so I can forehand it over.
My backhand's okay. I'm one of those guys.
MJ's really good. I think he's.
I'm very competitive.
I think
he's
effing with us.
I on the first go, I just hit it so hard for that like 30% chance that I nail it.
Yeah,
30
usually.
It's a good percentage.
I think 3 out of 10.
He's gonna crush me.
Well, this was 2 years ago, so let's not get crazy.
Okay, but then I know people like you because then if you don't get it in, you just tap it over a little bit, and guess what? Those are hard to return too.
That's actually what I do.
Those are hard to return too because you want to just rip it down the line, and that never works either.
I play my buddy Steve. You guys know Steve. I do the same thing because I know how he plays, so I just lob it up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Everything slams into the net all day because
he spikes it so hard it's right in front of him.
He's that type of guy who like he gets off on like the hard slam and everything. So I just go, see what you got.
Make him make mistakes.
Yeah, that's exactly how I play.
Brilliant.
I play error-free tennis. It's not fun. I'm not hitting any winners, but
so maybe that is something that we'll have to do as a team or something. We'll get out there and smack it around.
It's a great way to not be your friend anymore.
Yeah.
Just be like, damn MJ.
You're right. If you're good, we're playing once and never again. Just so you know. Montgomery College around here, for anybody local, fantastic walls. I mean, just gigantic walls that you can just go and play by yourself in case you don't have anyone to play with. Just wanted to let you know. I don't know if you've been out there, but it's a great place.
But they just have open courts like where you can just go and walk up and play.
And I'm saying but the walls are huge.
Yeah.
So
I might do,
but it's just nice.
I might
courts.
do a little.
I used to play on crappy courts because
I might do a little tennis. I might do a little hitting against the wall this week.
Let me know. I'll go with you.
I'm down.
Well,
Let's make it a
you're
thing.
not invited,
Oh,
sir,
come
bastard.
on. Oh, come on.
Freaking Djokovic over there is not invited. I get my serve in
Whatever.
80% of the time. I mean, it's only like 90 miles an hour. But
I'm no Miami Heat.
All right. Okay. Oh, that's one of the worst segues we've ever had. But we will use it nonetheless so that we can.
That's what I'm here for.
Mediocre tennis right into NBA
I'm here
basketball.
for mediocre content.
So
is
that
what
we
I'm
can
here
talk.
for.
But not mediocre. See that there's a little bit of a better one. Not mediocre are the 4 teams left in the NBA. And guys, I know. I'll admit, and I did admit that I didn't watch much of the first couple rounds of these playoffs. Even if it was good basketball, I was missing it. But I'll tell you what, the remaining 4, the final 4, the Spurs and the Thunder in the West, and the Heat and the Celtics, though it's only been one game each, I am immensely excited for what these 2 series have to offer. Not sure either may end up going 6 or 7. I'm assuming both, or I'm hoping both will. But even if they don't, the level of basketball, the level of athleticism, the level of stardom, I mean, I could go all night with that, but it's just so high for me that it's almost must watch. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, I mean, I watched. I mean, obviously the late starts don't.
Yeah, Spurs and Thunder at 9:00 tonight. That's a bummer.
Well, I wanted to watch the game enough on Sunday night that I spent $10 on a little tiny Jack Daniels drink at a stupid Sequoia bar in D.C. So yeah, I guess it is must watch.
Yeah, it's. But don't worry, I paid that same price. But yeah, I think was the game on last night. I got up and watched it.
Watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right. So of the 4 teams, rank them 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I mean, Spurs, Heat, Thunder, Celtics.
Interesting.
Even though I think the Heat are maybe a little more talented, but at some point the Spurs haven't lost in 19 straight games. So who am I to put them anywhere but number 1?
It's an absolute. What do you think?
I'm gonna have to agree with him.
Yeah.
I mean, if
But
it's
those
one,
top 3,
it's like 1.5 even.
Yeah.
It's not like 1-2. It's like
a toughie.
1.5.
I could definitely go 1A, 1B on it.
Yeah.
So the Spurs, some of the Spurs stats are just ridiculous. They're in their last 32. Not hard to do the math on this one when there's a lot of W's going on. They're 30-2 in their last 32 games.
Ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. And how about the last 48 games? Did anybody see the stat? The last 48 games Tony Parker has played in. Do you know how many wins the Spurs have?
40.
40, Wilkes?
I'll say 44.
On the dot. 44-4
Jeez.
in
Cheater.
Tony Parker's last 48 games. That is just stupid. So, yeah, you do rank them number 1. So often the Spurs got knocked for their style of play without the superstar. Is it weird that now it actually does seem like they're getting the credit? Is it just because they're that good that this precision offense that they're running is finally getting credit?
I think
You know what? That's a great word. Precision.
I think
that's
people.
exactly
I
what
think
that is.
people knew they were good, but they just kind of bored people. So people were just kind of like.
And that's the thing.
They're good,
They're
but
playing
they're
a lot of
boring.
the same basketball. Why is it not boring now?
But I think now people are appreciating the beauty of it.
They're not calling it boring anymore. They're calling it consistent. And
yeah,
it just
all of a sudden boring offense turns into precision offense.
Yeah.
And the difference between same old versus precision, certain words.
Yeah.
At some point, people just go, listen, it may not be the most fun to watch, but you got to respect the hell out of that.
They just get it done.
Yeah.
So let me ask you. So let me ask you this question then, and see if there's any correlations or non-correlations. Give me your top 6 players left. Give me your top 6 players left.
And
That doesn't even have to be in order. I mean, you got LeBron, you got Wade, Durant, Westbrook. At least, okay, so
Parker.
I don't know if I'd put Westbrook in
I don't think
there.
I would put Westbrook in there.
So I'm glad that you guys are. I was just doing that.
I was
assumed.
hesitating on. As soon as you were right on with everything.
Well, because
else.
I'm thinking there's no one from this. I mean, Garnett's playing well.
By the way, if you followed me on Twitter, or if we've had a conversation, I thought Tony Parker was in the MVP conversation this year.
Absolutely.
So I think he's definitely one of the top 6. LeBron and Wade are pretty much 1 and 2.
Yeah.
No doubt. About that.
I think you have 4 definites with Parker, Durant, Wade, and LeBron.
And I'm going to put in a 5th. I don't care what's going on right now. Rajon Rondo has a triple-double every night in the playoffs. That is just stupid. He is playing out of his mind. It doesn't always.
Unfortunately, his team doesn't back him up. But
well, and you know what? And look, I understand, how important a triple-double is because it shows that you're so involved in a game. But if you're going 12, 11, and 10, and it's the kind of 12, 11, and 10 that he gets, and it's towards the end of games a lot. It's not always the same. When LeBron does it, he's getting 34, 11, and 10, and you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking anything away from Rondo, but I'm saying, I guess there could be an argument that
triple doubles are nice, but the difference between a triple double is just because there's a fancy term.
Yeah.
If, like you said, if you get 12, 11, 10 versus LeBron going
38, 8, and 8.
30, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you'd rather
38,
go
18, and 6.
Right.
You're just like,
of course.
oh, okay.
Of course.
I'll take that non-triple double.
Yeah.
Having said all that, with the 4 remaining teams, I'd put Rajon Rondo squarely at number 5. And then I would put Russell Westbrook at number 6.
That's what I was gonna say. He probably sneaks in at number 6 because I can't think of anybody else who.
So here's the couple correlations. The team that we said was the best by far has 1 player.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm sorry. We didn't say best by far.
Well,
my apologies.
1A and 1B,
we all
but
agreed number 1 was the Spurs. They have 1 player. And of the 6 left in the playoffs, we picked essentially 3 point guards and a guy that plays a lot of point guard. And I'm over here bashing the importance of a point guard. And look at the guys left.
Well, it shows what you know.
Exactly. No,
Who's listening to this
I'm an
show?
idiot. Apparently, I know nothing. But
Why aren't you arguing with us more?
And guess what? If the Bulls are there instead of the Celtics, you darn well right. Derrick Rose is up there.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, we always like to try and circle back to our hometown teams. Hope for a John Wall if he becomes one of these guys.
There's just too
team
many
around
needs
him.
here. That's all there is to it.
I get it, but now are you looking at these teams left and saying, God, maybe I was wrong about the importance of a point guard.
Yeah.
And it's not just that it's the importance of a point guard. Everybody knows a point guard is important. Steve Nash was MVP. Jason Kidd so important to so many teams. But these guys are not only important, they're also the best players on their team, which doesn't always need to happen, I guess was my point. You don't need your point guard to always be your best player. You just need him to be smart, take care of the basketball, those sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
But these teams, in a way, are also using their point guards as their best players.
And I think, the traditional point guard, is it's not the window.
And I think that's a good point because, in fact, I would even say Wade probably does play more point guard. Even LeBron probably plays more point guard than Mario Chalmers. I mean, it's always LeBron or Wade bringing the ball up. So, I mean, what's the definition of a point guard?
Yeah, I mean, the traditional point guard is kind of doesn't seem to exist as much anymore. So it's
but that sort of fits right in then with John Wall, who's certainly not a traditional point guard either.
Yeah, but John Wall can't shoot.
Right.
Which
so
is
if you had to compare him, which we've done in the past, of the 3 that we talked about, Tony Parker, Rajon Rondo, Russell Westbrook,
the closest thing you can
potentially, who is he?
Rondo. I think he matches. He's similar enough to Rondo, and I think his skill set is.
Okay. See, I say he's more like a Russell Westbrook.
I just don't think he has
with his athleticism and his
but I don't think
quickness.
I just don't think he can score the way Westbrook can.
Yeah.
I think with better players around him, Wall could get the numbers that.
Yeah, I mean, look,
he could score as much as Rondo, and
Russell
I think
Westbrook isn't shy. He shoots 30 times a night.
Yeah, but he can, and I just don't think Wall can do that. And I think Wall knows he can't.
Yeah,
and I think he had better talent around him. I'd hate to see how many blown assists.
Yeah,
what should be an assist.
There's probably a fancy stat for that.
I think there is.
Yeah, we need to get the Neil Greenberg of basketball on this. But yeah. So all right, now we're looking at obviously 1-0 in just the 2 games that have gone on. It's the Spurs up 1, the Heat up 1. I mean, did we take anything from those first 2 games that maybe give us an idea of how these series are going to go? I mean, anything that's changed your mind? Anything? What do you guys think now?
I kind of see sweepy sweep for the Celts.
Okay.
I mean,
they can't steal one in Beantown.
I don't think they're gonna take one.
Okay.
I think the Heat are just gonna overpower them. You got old players. They've pushed so hard, and Ray Allen's pretty much done. He shouldn't even be out there. Kevin Durant's getting Kevin Garnett's getting frustrated.
Ray Allen shooting below 70% from the free throw line.
I mean, I saw that stat. I thought it was a joke. I thought
he was shooting 65. He was shooting 65% from the free throw line,
and he ended up going like 2 for 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just I think the Miami train is full steam ahead.
Yeah. So,
and then on the other side, I think the Thunders are going to steal a couple, but I I don't know. Like Kevin said, the precision offense that the Spurs are running, where's the chink in their armor? Where are they going to fall down?
Yeah, I mean I think you feel bad for a team like OKC. I think they just came across a juggernaut, and I think 98% of the 30. I don't think there's 30 teams in the NBA.
Yeah,
if they played 27 other teams, 28 other teams, they'd probably beat them with that. They came across a team who hasn't lost 19 straight games, and they've won 30 the last, 32.
The Spurs had the formula, and they're just executing it every stinking night. It's almost insurmountable. I don't think they're not gonna sweep the Thunder or anything, but
yeah, I mean,
they're
obviously
win.
the storyline out of that game in Game 1 was I guess taken from that was Serge Ibaka not playing much at all in the fourth quarter. A lot of people came out and said that, and I'm not in the game, locker room to know the game plans, but I still think Scott Brooks is smart enough to realize what he's doing, and at the same time, if he's in there, Greg Popovich is always just one step ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yes, Ibaka has the shot blocking presence, but he's also not as good of a post defender as Kendrick Perkins.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know. But I can certainly see the Spurs winning 4 or 5.
Sure.
I mean,
absolutely.
And then let's be honest. If you take 4 or 5 from a team, even though it's not a sweep, it's an absolute beatdown.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's and to say they would do that over a very good, very young, very talented Oklahoma City team, pretty crazy. On the other side, I think the big story, obviously, is the Heat are doing this without Chris Bosh.
Well, like you were saying earlier, though, you kind of think it's better.
Yes, and I actually said if I had the talent and the time and the dedication, I think there's a story here that LeBron, in some strange way, I think it's just kind of a 2-man show, and he likes that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's proven he doesn't want a 1-man show.
Right.
You can say he can't, or you can say he doesn't have it in him. Whatever, I don't care. But I think his boy is Dwayne Wade.
Yes,
and
100%.
And it's a little bit like, all right, man, let's take this on.
Right.
Let's do this, me and you. Like whenever you add somebody else into a mix, there's a lot can happen. And now I say that, and yet I know in last year's playoffs and so far even this season, and a lot of times, Chris Bosh looks like their most valuable player. And when the Heat played poorly against the Pacers, a lot of people looked and said, look how important Chris Bosh is. But I still can't. I still. You can see it in LeBron. You can see it. You can see it in Wade. They're saying, let's do this.
And
we got this.
At the same time, this is the kind of, and it may even seem, not quite as not quite as momentous as it should be, but this could be LeBron's, the icing on the cake for him. This could be the moment where he pushes through that barrier of not being able to finish things, or people calling him out on that.
Which, by the way,
says,
at 27 years old, was the same age that Jordan did it too.
So this might be his year to just blow right on past that and say, you know what, this is, I'm here.
Yeah.
Well, I think
say something.
But the
now.
asterisk will still be there because of the Wade factor. But
I
don't care.
I think the idea without Bosh, now that it's essentially like we thought, it's 1A, 1B with him and Wade, and everyone else is nothing more than a role player. Like they don't have to think about, we got to get Chris his touches, or Chris needs to get this many minutes. It's
in a lot of ways,
and everyone else knows that it's 1A, 1B.
Yeah,
and then it's not even like this guy's 2, this guy's 3. It's 1A, 1B, and every other person is like 5 or 6 down. Like it's not even close.
My music fans here. I'm sure there's an example, or they're something similar where a 2-man show is with backup musicians and things where 2 people are the kind of the front men, sometimes lead itself to less problems and less and better success than if you add a third guy, or if you add something else like that. But yeah, I mean, I agree. It's now a 2-man show, and everyone else, get in line, man. I mean, this is their time. So it'll be interesting when Bosh does come back. I don't think it'll end up being a big problem. I think they've learned to play together. Bosh is very talented, but man, it's fun to see the LeBron and Wade show.
Yeah,
I love it.
They make it enjoyable to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can tell you what's not fun. Watching the Jake Arrieta show.
Well,
it's not fun.
So we now have talked about the fact that Wilkes, are you on board with that, with the Heat and the Heat
Spurs
pretty easily, and then the
Yeah,
Spurs and
I
maybe
think
5 or
it's-
6 as well?
Yeah,
All right.
I think both are probably over. I'll say both are done in 6.
And is that what the fans want to see, and is that what the NBA wants to see?
The NBA 100% wants the Heat.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
That's and
To the point where the Celtics are getting technical fouls called on them all the time?
I don't even know. What was that? What was going on last night?
I'll tell you
What was
what.
the alternate universe.
I'll tell you what. I'm one for conspiracy. We've talked about this plenty
Yeah.
of times. I was more confused. I was a little bit, man, like, are you serious? Again? I don't know.
It did make sense,
But it didn't feel like a conspiracy either. It just felt like, I mean, these guys.
It felt amateur. Like,
Yes.
what are you doing?
That's actually a pretty good way of describing it. I don't think, for me, it didn't feel like collusion. It didn't feel like conspiracy. It didn't feel like cheating. But yeah, it did feel like, do they know what they're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is this, I mean, even Van Gundy, who's, by the way, the best in the business,
Oh yeah.
said you wouldn't even get that call back in his high school. back in his high school. So,
yeah.
I mean, it was that the 5. What did you say? There were 6 technicals, MJ, or
There's
5?
five.
Technicals. I mean, strange.
And on the other side, I don't think it matters who comes out of the other. As for the NBA, I mean, obviously they'd probably like to be able to showcase
The
Durant.
up and coming
Durant,
kid.
yeah.
Yeah.
but I don't think it's as big a deal as LeBron and Wade, because there's only 2 camps when it comes to really LeBron and Wade. It's either you kind of hate them,
Well,
which people will watch because they want to see you lose, or they love them because because they like them.
next. Okay, so let's say for whatever reason the Spurs win this year. Did they fall apart like the Mavs did? Did they just drop off the radar next year?
If history has anything to say about it, no, because the Spurs are the most consistent in what a lot of people could consider a dynasty, maybe ever.
So you don't think they get theirs and then it just falls all apart?
4 championships in 9 years,
Yeah.
and they never repeated.
Okay.
And now they're here in this position.
Okay.
I think
That's impressive.
I think it's just the idea that it's, obviously a father time is
Oh yeah.
knocking on the Spurs.
Oh yeah.
But the same thing, Greg Popovich is smart, and he sits those guys in the middle of 15-game winning streaks. He goes, because he knows it's not important.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that he did an amazing job resting these guys. These guys look like they play like 10 games this year.
Mm-hmm.
Why everyone else
they
looks
really only did probably
true.
play 40.
why everyone else
Or
looks
45.
why everyone else looks dog tired. So
Right. All right. Well, let's take another final break. When we come back, we will then get into last call, where we go around the world of sports. Got a few topics. We'll talk sports, we'll talk entertainment, have some fun. We'll wrap up this show, Ball Hogs Radio. So make sure you come back for that. We'll be back.